Grand Rising, and hey, namaste, you guys. So I wanted to come live to talk about my chakra test results, right? So yesterday, my best friend Erica took me to see Larry over at Aura Photos, right? And so with that, I got this. And not just the photo, but like the body scan and all of these extra tidbits about your energy field, right? So I want to focus on the chakra test, right? Now, basically, what my aura says, I'll do that because I'm sure you're like, what the hell? I have a lot of blue, turquoise, purple, violet going on in here. So the blue at the bottom, it tells you basically what I'm primarily, which is blue, which represents communication or communicative, loving, loyal, sensitive. I'm reading upside down. Sensitive and helpful, which I am all of those things. Sensitive like a bomb, not a flower. So yeah. And then you have the indigo, which represents clarity, calm, deep inner feelings, love, a secret, introverted, I am, inner knowing, hella inner knowing, charismatic, not charismatic, authentic, high sense of inner values, and artistic. Violet is where you get the intuitive, artistic, idealistic, magical, sensual, theorist, futuristic, visionary, charismatic, non-conformist, honey. Possibilities, innovative, inventors. So, and that makes sense because it's hella violet, like you see that. And what he was saying was this part is what you show to the world, because this hand, this side is the side of your, not this side. This side is the side you show to the world, because this is the side you put out. So, and it wasn't making sense, so I wasn't fitting to say it. But, so on this side, when you do magic or when you meditate and you're putting out energy, you want to hold this hand up and this hand down. This hand is taking the energy from you, or you could put this hand on the ground and have energy from the ground going through you, picking up your heart energy and then exiting this hand, right? So when I meditate, usually I put my left hand on my heart and my right hand up so that my heart energy can go out into the world. I'm spreading love energy. And so that's basically how this whole thing works here too. So this is the side that the world gets, and this is my inner self. And that is where it makes sense, because that's intuitive and artistic and idealistic, magical, sensual, non-conformist, possibilities, innovative, inventor. All of that that's my inner self. That's what's going on the inside. So all of that makes perfect sense for me. Now, mind you, he's not, because I do the chakras thing, but we don't read you. No, he's not reading me. He's reading the colors. These colors can apply to any person. So it's not necessarily that you're being read. It's that your energy is being read through colors and their representations or their meanings. So let's talk about the chakras, right? So the biggest difference between the eclectic energy test that we do online and having your energy read is that there's no mind involved in having your energy read. There's no ego self. There's no physical self involved in it. It is purely reading your energy field versus taking the eclectic energy test, where you have to answer questions, because answering the questions require you to think. So you have to physically think about the things that you do. So I personally like them both. And I'm going to tell you why in 1 second. So when you take the eclectic energies test online, it's not about your knowing. Because a lot of the stuff they ask you on there, you know better. Like, do you give so much love to others that you have none for yourself? We know that's not what you're supposed to do, but do you do it? Because that's what the test is asking you. It's not asking you what you know. It's asking you what you do on a daily basis to tell you where your chakras are, right? So I'm going to talk about his results for my chakras and eclectic energy, my results for the chakra. So you're going to get the spiritual perspective, energy perspective of my chakra read, and the physical perspective, the daily shit perspective of my chakra read. So let's start with the root chakra. Now, according to him, my root chakra is 30% open. Now, he says that that's bad. And I can see that being bad because you want at least to be halfway open. Damn, right? But eclectic energy says my shit is on 0. It's completely closed. And I can tell you why. It has a lot to do. Root chakra is all about physical, right? It's all about your physical self and your physical being. And so for me, having the root chakra being closed, it makes perfect sense. And I don't even feel bad about it because it's not closed in and that's also why it's only picking up in an energetic sense. It's only picking up 30%. Okay. So it's not closed in a bad way. Spiritually, my root chakra is completely open. Physically, it's closed. And that is because I'm in transition as far as having a home. And when I say home, I mean a place where you feel invited, a place where you feel warm, loved, safe, and secure emotionally and physically, and any other way that you could want to be. And I don't have that. I have places that I stay and they're comfortable, they're clean, they're sanitary, they're comfy, but it's not home. I'm not welcomed. I'm not loved, like really, really loved. And like the whole home just full of warmth and love and tenderness. I don't have that right now. I'm creating that, but I don't have that right now. And so a part of me, my physical self knows this, and I know that I'm in the process of building that in the physical and spiritual sense. So I'm kind of in limbo in my root chakra as far as having that physical safety of home, that physical comfort of home. I have physical comfort of not being wet, not being cold, not being hungry. Trust me, it wouldn't matter where the fuck I was. I would not be hungry. And possibly not wet or cold because I can build a shelter. Might be a shit shelter, but I could build it. But either way, right now, I don't have that in the physical sense. And so it's showing in my root chakra test through eclectic energies. But it's not so much picking up its full impact on the aura test because my spiritual self I'm grounded. I'm grounded as shit. I love my life. I love being. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people are like going to shit right now. Let me get some oil for my hands. I know a lot of people are like really struggling right now and like having a hard time and really caught up in the idea that the world's ending. Like they really think the world can end. And like this whole, like they really in politics. They really believe what they see on the TV. They really think that, you know, all of this stuff is just by accident and, you know, but it's not. It's all very scripted, all very planned. And in that space, I'm good in my physical life, like in my being. I'm grounded and I'm present in my moment, but I physically am not grounded. You understand what I mean? So the next one. Sacral chakra. He says that I am at 40%. And eclectic energy says 12%. And that's your creative area. That's your like your creativity. It's your like your willpower. All of those things come from that chakra. And yeah, that makes sense too. And that makes sense because it's just tied to the root chakra, you know. And when, like, for example, because I don't have a space that I feel like I'm not really, I don't have a space that's home, I'm also not able to stretch my creative legs. So like a lot of things that I would do, before I had like 2 gardens here. I have one that's on the city's property, you know, because I'm just not going through having to dig up and move all of that stuff like I did before. You probably can feel what I'm saying right now in my tone and like how I look as I talk about it. But yeah, so I'm not really able to stretch my creative legs right now because I don't have a home space to do so where I feel free to get a little messy and leave my work in progress sitting where it is and it not be a whole thing because my project is right there. So because I don't have that safe space to express myself, I'm not able to get as creative as I would. So while I recognize the root and the sacral chakras need for healing, I'm not necessarily upset about it because I know that with time, like they are open, and they are being expressed, just not fully. And I understand why they're not being expressed fully. I see that, and it's in progress. So let's talk about the solar plex chakra. So my solar plex chakra from the aura reading was at 50%, and with eclectic energy is at 56. Both are excellent. My intuition is on point all the time. As people really have a hard time lying to me. They don't think so. They think they can, go with the lie. Nothing's wrong or whatever the fuck. But I read you and I feel you, literally. My heart chakra, he says it's at 20. They say it's at 44. And that also ties into the root chakra situation. Just, I'm a person like, how they say, like, play spades with the cards all up. Like, I don't want to have to like shield my deck, and I feel like I have to shield my deck right now. As far as my heart is concerned, there are people around that are not necessarily trustworthy with my heart and like my love and my emotions and like my trust. So I have to be guarded in some way, especially when you have to interact. Or when you're in a situation where you are interacting, but you can't engage. And for me, interacting means I'm physically, like your boss. Let's say you're at work and your boss is a dick. And that's your job. Like, you have to see him. You have to listen and talk to them. That's interacting. But engaging is really letting that person into your heart, letting your guard down and feeling like you can trust that person and tell that person anything. I'm having some issues with some folks in that area right now. And it's a transition. People are phasing in. People are phasing out. So my chakras are reflecting my transition right now. Throat chakra. It's a lot of things. Okay, so let me tell you what it says. 20% in aura reading and 50% in physical reading. Wow. So the 20% in the aura reading, basically, I think a lot of things that I don't say. And I don't say them because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So it's things that probably could be said. And then sometimes I have those knowings. I have knowings, and it's information or things that could be said to a person, but I just don't want to involve myself in the aftermath of what's coming after it's said, especially with me being the deliverer of the message. So I don't say it. Happens a lot. And that's just because I don't want to be bothered. Like, I'm finished with the person, the people. I'm not saying shit else. I'm not, like nudging at their evolution. Not doing it. Whatever, So that could be that. My other chakras are all the way on point. I'm at 50 for my third eye. From eclectic energies, and from the aura reading, I am at about 40, 45, which is about the same. Yeah, third eye is open. I can see the bigger picture. And my crown chakra, she is at 60% in the aura reading and 44% from the the eclectic energy site. And that's really good too. And that is my connection to source. Highly connected to source, but like I could be so much better clearly. And that's my practices. Like just being a mom, like trying to meditate and then somebody just comes up in your face, you know what I'm saying? Like with questions that's really not even like a life or death or like an emergency question, but just like some random ass question, like that kind of stuff. Just not in my practice like I was. But like I said, the results are reflecting my transitional period that I'm in right now. So say all of this to say, do both. If you can, do both. This was $30. I do plan on seeing him twice a year for that reading, as well as I do my eclectic energies. Honey, I run that thing whenever I'm feeling funky just to see what my chakras doing, you know. So always at least check your chakras once a year, at least with eclectic energies, just to see where you are. I do it because it helps me to see how the past year has impacted my chakras and how I need to heal to get ready for the next phase. So make sure that you're checking your chakras. I've shared the link before, so it should be here. And if you need me, inbox me. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.